welcome to the first spooky fourth episode of Funfiltered podcast. I'm Sam, and I'm joined by Eddie.
Hello.
And Jordan.
Hello.
Someone speak now.
Well, Eddie. Where's Sam going?
No, sorry, just talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
What was it?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to play the Halloween theme.
Right. C sharp. Right. F sharp. And then you go up to D at the end. No, C sharp.
That one, right?
Yeah. F sharp.
What? Okay, yeah, I'll do.
That's good attempt.
Huh?
Good attempt.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, as you were saying, John.
Oh, yes, Eddie. Do you continue to engage with Halloween as a person?
Since I moved to Cardiff, which was about 6 years ago now, it's been more, I suppose, a more active engagement. Because as a child, it wasn't that I necessarily partook. I never went trick or treating. I don't remember even really dressing up much as a kid. Probably did, but I don't. If I did, I don't remember much of it.
Did you ever do dunking apples?
I feel like I did that as an adult.
Okay.
No, but yeah, because like when I moving to Cardiff, obviously, you know, students, you get together for Halloween like parties and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure it was was it first year, where they had a dunking apples, but the apples were obviously in whatever spirit we were drinking.
Right. Okay.
But other than that, yeah. So that sort of started a more active association.
So did you not really do Halloween then when you were a kid? Was it like when you became a student, that's when you started to...
I think so, because, yeah, as a child, if I did anything, I don't remember. I know I had a conversation with my sister not that long ago, because she doesn't remember ever going trick-or-treating.
Okay.
But yeah, as an adult, because then the first, like, house party, that was, like, you know, we had costumes for, like, every year of uni.
Yeah.
Then when I got a job, I think I had a year where I didn't dress up. But then the second year, I dressed up as Beetlejuice, which was an interesting experience because this was kind of around the time the clowns.
Oh yeah.
Like the craze.
Yeah. Just in the street dressed as clowns.
And I was in the street dressed as Beetlejuice with a client, and it I mean, one of the prettiest thing to look at.
When you say client, because I don't think you've mentioned this on the podcast before.
You were a whore, weren't you?
No, I was not. I wasn't.
You were a filthy clown whore, weren't you, Eddie?
You can find me on the Magic Roundabout on Fridays. I used to work. I used to work as a support worker in care homes. So I would have been out. I was out
escorting a.
Yeah, we were going to
escorting. Yeah.
Yeah. we were going to Asda for like food, but it went from having a bottle thrown at me and people like taking the mick in the street to when we got to Asda, being asked for a selfie, which it was like the extremes, and that was very weird because like I understood that I had makeup on and I did look a bit ridiculous, but that to me, just the idea of someone coming up to you in the ministry, going, "You've done a thing.
Yeah.
Can I have a picture?" Like,
of course, the one thing that being a support worker and a whore does have in common is both involve the maintenance of nuts. But I digress.
Yes.
But yeah, so I did that for 1 year, and then last year, a friend of mine did like the makeup for Two-Face, but like more like the more rather than like a film version, more like the comic kind of.
Well, like the hair sticking up and everything.
Yeah, so like we had one side of the hair sticking up, one side of the sort of makeup done.
Yeah,
and then I wore just all black because I didn't have time to get an outfit that was half and half without cutting up a pair of jeans and sorting that out. And so I wore that to work, which that was quite fun because where I work there's a Halloween party they do every year. But it's never. Well, it certainly isn't. It isn't this year. It isn't on Halloween.
Right.
So there'll be the day of the party, where I dress up anyway. Which at the time of recording is tomorrow, and I still haven't bought my costume.
Should probably get on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not. It's because it's in the like afternoon, evening time.
Right. Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go in the morning into town and go get one.
Do you know what kind of costume you're in the market for?
Well, up until recently, I was going to go as the Joker.
Right, okay.
But no. Change from,
See our previous
Yeah.
episode 2, was it?
Episode 2, yeah.
Yeah, episode 2. We talked about Joker.
The thing is, right, I like every year there seems to be, the obvious Halloween costume.
Yeah.
For the past 3 or 4 years, anyway, when I've been a bit more cognizant of it. But like, so it's going to be Joker this year.
Yes.
yeah.
Last year it was Pennywise, maybe.
Yeah, with it.
Yeah,
now.
definitely.
Yeah.
I think there'll still be more of that.
Yeah.
Because seeing as Chapter 2's come out this year.
Yeah. The year before, I feel like it was it Harley Quinn or was that
2016 was Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Because of Suicide Squad.
But there's always a thing,
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because
I could go as Harley Quinn.
if you like, yeah. No, because the last couple I haven't gone this year, but the last couple of years I've attended London Comic Con,
Right.
which I've always gone in October, so it either takes place around or on Halloween.
Yeah.
So you get a good sense from the costumes they got there, like what people are dressing up as.
Yeah.
So yeah, in 2016 it was Harley Quinn. Last year I think I went. It was. Actually, I've just realised it's not a good indication at all because a lot of people are going as Waluigi.
As well.
Waluigi.
What's Waluigi?
Are you familiar with Waluigi?
It's from the
Is
Mario.
this some sort of?
It's from the Mario
It's
game.
from Mario
game TV
bastardization.
series.
Yeah. Oh, it's yeah.
Well, is he is he wear yellow? Is that what he?
No, that's Wario.
Yeah.
Waluigi.
Sorry,
is,
I get my nonsense mixed up.
Waluigi is purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like Luigi's evil
Counterpart.
Counterpart. Yeah.
Okay.
The reason that happened though is because you won't care about this at all.
No.
But I'm going to say it
Go
anyway
on.
for the audience's sake.
People
Well,
couldn't
you-
go as Dust. That's why.
Sorry.
People couldn't go as Dust. That's why, because of Avengers. Because that's what I would have
Oh
expected.
yeah.
Oh, it's dust. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't go as Dust, so we'll go as something from the Mario.
Yeah,
series.
weird. I didn't see many Thanoses.
I mean, they were still wearing purple. Same thing.
Well, it's like going dressed as Hitler, isn't it? To this generation.
I suppose. Yeah.
He exterminated half the population of everything. Go on.
Was that your?
He's worse than Hitler.
Was that your nerd
He's-
voice?
I suppose so. Yeah. That was my general. Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah, okay, I get.
That was my general dweeb voice, wasn't it?
Right. Okay.
That is. You follow the.
I just love it. He's insulting so many people.
There's an urgency there, but it's like they've almost arrived, if we want to put it that way.
Oh, I see.
Like,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
It's like we're almost there. We're kind of there we go. You know. But go on. What don't I care about that you want to say?
Do you care about Smash Brothers?
Not at all.
No, of course not. It was around the time that the new Smash Brothers game had been announced.
Oh, I thought Smash Brothers was another one of those porn movies that you watch.
Oh, right. No.
Okay.
There must have been. Oh,
There's
there must have been.
100% a Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
porn.
Smash
Yeah.
Brothers porn parody. That's just called Smash Brothers or something like
Yeah.
that. But the new game was announced, and like the thing of this game is like, oh, everyone's going to be in it. As many characters as we can
Right.
get in there. But in the Mario series, I think Waluigi has typically been relegated to like party games and spin-offs. He's never
Okay.
been a mainstay character. So people were thinking like, oh, this will be Waluigi's year. He's going to be in the game.
Right.
And he wasn't. So I think out of protest, a bunch of people went to Comic-Con dressed as Waluigi.
We need a war. We need a war.
Not protest in the sense of we want you to do something about it.
Yeah.
Just like, since he's not going to be in the game, this is how we'll
Yeah.
celebrate
Yeah, but
Waluigi.
if we had a war now, and it's a war with the nerds, they're just going to be sat
Right.
at their computers, screaming about Fortnite.
Oh, you say that. They've got like replica swords and shit, haven't they?
Well, I mean,
Like samurai sword.
isn't the future of warfare going to be, computerized anyway? Surely,
Yeah, I suppose.
so they're the people for the job. But I mean, I often think about that. Of what if our generation had a draft?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
there's a whole comedy film in there somewhere.
Definitely. Well, I would be...
Well, we let's face it, we'd all be fucked.
We'd all be fucked. But no, you would be called up first.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
I would say I'd probably end up getting called up. You'd get called up.
How? Why would Eddie be called first?
They do it by surname, don't they?
Oh, do they?
yeah.
Okay.
So Eddie'd be first. I wouldn't be far behind.
Right.
You've got a bit of time.
I've got a bit of
No,
time
but-
Yeah.
to get in shape. Yeah.
That's fine. You've got the haircut. They'll be happy.
I've got the haircut already, yeah.
Because that's the one thing they look for in the army. See, you got the right hair for
Yeah.
it.
I'm sure they'll be less enthused about the terrible vision and,
Okay,
Borderline
on
obesity.
that front, we are all fucked.
yes. But to bring this back to Halloween, yeah. So as a child, like, what was your? Because I remember as a child, it very much was. Obviously, I didn't have much awareness of what adults were doing for Halloween, but it did just seem like it was for children. And it is around the theme, this horror, spooky sort of vibe.
Yeah.
It's vampires and it's mummies and it's ghosts and that sort of thing. And you carve pumpkins and then you do bobbing apples and you pass the parcel and you go trick-or-treating. That's what Halloween
People
was.
dressed up in toilet roll as mummies.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
But it seems the more time goes on, we inherit this American idea of Halloween, which is that you just dress up as something and get pissed. So it's the same as every other weekend. It's
Is
just messed up.
that what is happening, or is that just because we're now in the age group of people who do that? So to us,
That's what I'm saying. Obviously, I didn't know when I was a kid. I'm guessing that this wasn't as prevalent.
well, this is the
No.
thing. I think I always had an idea of what Halloween was.
Right.
But my mum, in particular, hates Halloween.
Okay.
So we never partook in Halloween.
Right.
There's only like 1 or 2 years that I did, and that's because I went over a friend's house.
Right.
And she had just happened to have a birthday the day after Halloween.
Right.
So I'd go over Halloween night, spend the night. So I'd obviously be part of their festivities.
Right.
But the main reason I was going over is so I would be there for her birthday.
Right.
But other than that, never, we just like lock our door and then just turn all the lights off and just
Puritans.
hope that people don't find us.
Why does your mother hate Halloween?
I don't know. I think she definitely dislikes this sort of like,
Yeah.
the fact that it's an American thing that we've just adopted it.
Yeah.
In general, she seems to have a thing not against that, but she seems to be sensitive to things that we've adopted from America. Like, like another Black Friday.
Okay. That's not like at the risk of just complaining on this podcast.
Yeah.
And we'll ameliorate that by saying I'm not like against adults dressing up. Like children's characters. I'm not in theory against it. I'm just suspicious of there seems to be you're just expected to do certain things throughout the year, and I don't know how that has happened now.
Yes.
Where Halloween has become this quite major.
Yeah.
You have to go out for Halloween. You got to do something.
Yeah.
It's like, why? It's not we're not celebrating anything. Nothing is.
Exactly.
What is? Does anybody know what? Everyone vaguely knows there's something to do with All Hallows Eve, but no one could tell you what Halloween's about.
No,
why do we celebrate? And for kids it's great. It is just like, we get to indulge in a bit of innocent spookydom.
Yeah. We get to go around and
I might get free candy.
ask
ask for candy, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing she dislikes as well, the idea of going around asking strangers for candy.
handouts.
Yeah. But also the fact
until
that...
you're seeing drunk people doing exactly the same.
But also, it's the whole trick and treat element. The fact that if you don't give them candy, they somehow have the right to throw eggs at your house.
I don't know.
We've actually had that happen to us the last couple of years in a row. People have actually egged our house.
Sorry about that.
That's funny.
Oh, those are you.
Yeah, all bad. Yeah. No, I think the rule. Yeah, I don't agree with egging someone's house if they're conscientious objectors to Halloween.
Yeah.
But if they're the Switzerland of Halloween. But the rule should be, if you're the kind of bastard that will answer a door and say you're not getting anything, then you deserve your house to be egged,
but
as far as I'm concerned. But if you're not answering the door, you have to assume, right, they're either not in or they're not participating in this.
How do you judge the intent, though? Because you could have people who genuinely just like, I wonder who that is, and then like they're faced with trick-or-treaters.
Right,
I was not prepared for this, I have to turn you down. Those people don't deserve to be punished.
Yeah, they do.
But if it's Halloween, surely if someone knocks on your door, you're probably go...
I understand that.
Oh.
Yeah. Like last Halloween, I was here on my own, and I just shut the lights off.
Yeah.
And I didn't know... I think my door was knocked once.
Right.
Didn't answer, they moved on.
Yeah.
That's how it should be, right?
Yeah.
But you said... Go on.
No, I was going to say there's just an image of kids knocking on the door and then having to go to each house that doesn't just sadly walking around a street as no one gives them candy.
Yeah.
That's what you like about Halloween, is it, Eddie?
The misery of children.
The misery of children, absolutely. And getting absolutely wankered.
You mentioned this idea of students going trick-or-treating.
Yes.
What's that about? Explain that to me. I never heard that before.
I've definitely seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, since being here. It's people who are pissed. Who are...
Chancing it, are they?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
oh well,
This
you
is a
know,
laugh.
they'll be on the way to town or something. They go, "Well,
Right.
see if anyone wants to give us some candy."
Okay.
But fundamentally, that's probably more terrifying for whoever answers the door.
Yeah.
They're expecting, some little jot, whatever.
Yeah.
And then fucking Big Mike fucking shows up. You're like, nah, thanks. Go away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more. I think it's more that than anything else. But I have seen it, and you particularly like if you're walking where I live, it's a kind of like basically a proper suburb of Cardiff.
Yeah.
There's plenty of houses for people to knock on.
Mm-hmm.
I particularly now since I've moved house, I'm expecting to see more of it because yes, there's some families around.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some right knobheads around as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm expecting that you'll get probably a bit of both on Halloween. But yeah, it is what it is. I think it's something that's become more of a thing over the time.
Definitely, it feels like a much bigger deal than it used to be.
Absolutely, yeah. And like the last few, 5 years, I have participated in it. I have gone out and done something for it, but just as like a just because sort of thing, really. And like I've never ever bought a costume or done anything to. Every time I've gone out the last few years, I've just gone with a vague idea of I'll be Shaun from Shaun of the Dead, because it just requires a red tie and a white shirt and I look a bit like Simon Pegg. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Just that. But then I've gone to, I've met up with the people I'm going out with and they've insisted that I wear something else. So last year I went as a mime that, wearing nothing that was mine. The year before that, it was like an army sort of thing. Again, not mine. Can't even remember the year before that. But then for a long time before that, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, there was one year where we had I think it was something like a list or a lucky dip, and you had to wear like certain bits of things as part of the costume. Because I remember my costume consisted of a vampire or Dracula cape kind of thing, but then it also consisted of a thong which I had to wear over my clothes.
I see.
Which is the least comfortable thing in the world.
Well, yeah.
But that was basically all the costume was. I think there was some feathers thrown in for good measure.
A thong and a cape. Is that what you meant?
Thong and a cape and some feathers thrown in for good measure.
Count Borat.
No, it was Mankini, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big weird body thing.
I think someone else out was wearing one of those.
I'm sure.
I have seen that. I've seen that
There's
quite
still
few
a thing.
times.
I'm surprised. Like after Borat, I completely got it, but you still see them now and again.
Yeah.
Mankinis.
It's concerning that it's more of a thing than it should be a mankini.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like
there will be people who genuinely wear them on holiday.
Oh yeah, those people. I know.
Yeah, and I don't get that.
So what are we doing for Halloween this year then? Any plans? You said you've got a party tomorrow.
Well, yeah. So there's the party at work. For actual Halloween, I'm in work.
Right.
I'm on till the pub shuts. So depending on how quick we get out, it depends on whether I'll go off anywhere and do anything.
Right.
But whatever costume I wear, if I decide to wear it to work for actual Halloween, I can't wear it in the kitchen. So
Right.
So I'd have to change for that. But I'll go something completely uncomplicated.
Okay. Jordan.
Editing this podcast probably.
Okay. Yeah. when is this? 2 days time.
It's
Thursday.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
Thursday. Yeah,
Thursday.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I got no plans for it.
No.
I'm going to set the scene because we didn't do that. We're recording this podcast in the dark.
Oh yeah, we thought we'd be festive.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I've got a stonking cold, which I blame on Jordan.
yeah, you're welcome for that.
So if I sound more dour than usual, it's because of that.
Yeah,
And also we're in the dark, so it's definitely.
I like
more-
being in the dark though.
yeah. So
I don't have to look at you.
Thanks, thank you, Sam.
no, yeah. I'm ever so slightly hungover.
Okay.
It is slight, because I didn't drink that much, but it was 4:30 when I stopped drinking this morning. So
So you're hungover, I'm ill. What are you, Jord?
Like me, aren't
Yeah.
that's all you need to know, guys.
I am an ailment.
Will you be getting any kind of candy in for Halloween?
That's a Jordan question, I assume.
No.
Oh.
If you're going to be in the
It's
house,
fucking steady on, Sam. I know you know it well, but
he can still
Wind my
insult
neck
you
in.
all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're
No,
gonna-
no, I won't. No, I won't be answering the door.
Fair.
Yeah. But would you answer the door if you had your own place? Would you answer the door?
no, I probably wouldn't.
No. Okay.
No.
I might, but I think that is the one thing I do remember when I was younger is we got candy in, mainly because on the street that we lived on, there was like 3 families, so it was young kids, and we kind of knew the neighbours, so we always knew it was going to be those 3 that came round.
Yeah.
So we used to get in candy just for that.
Well, I suppose my thing would be, answering the door to children and their parents. I don't know what. That's a completely foreign etiquette to me. I'm not. What's the etiquette supposed to be there? Are you supposed to act surprised that they've knocked on your door? Like, oh, what's this? What trick or treat? Oh, I think I'll go treat, and then go off and get them sweets or whatever. Or is it like acceptable just open the door, trick? I'll just say treat, and then just give them stuff and shut the door.
Just say trick and shut the door. If you
Shut the
don't like him, you're just like,
No,
nah.
say
Do
trick.
your worst.
Say trick and throw treats at them just to confuse them. What's this mean? I'm like a masochist. He's rewarding us with like we're gonna egg his house and he's giving us Haribo. He's a nutcase. Yeah, so I wouldn't really know what, and I'm just terrible with. I can't affect that child tone that people seem to think is necessary.
You hate all people, it's all.
I do hate all people.
Yeah.
But I've got nothing specifically against children. I can't do the whole. Oh, okay, hello. I can do it here now. But if an actual child was here, I'd be even more dour. Even child.
It always feels like weirdly condescending to speak to children.
That's the thing, and I'm not convinced that it does anything.
Yeah.
I know people like babies make a certain thing wash over people, so they But with young children, I mean, I've got cousins, and I never ever did that with them. Whenever I see them, like, oh, all right, dude. It's like, yeah, I'm all right, and he's really chipper.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think that benefits anyone other than maybe, I don't know, the sense that you're doing it right, that you're somehow speaking on their level. But I remember when I was a child and people would speak to me like that, I would feel, why are you talking to me like that?
Yeah.
Just speak normally, This is really strange.
Yeah.
So I'm not convinced that actually...
No, I don't know what it's supposed to...
Yeah.
Well, is it supposed to achieve anything, or is it just a reflexive...
It's reflexive,
because you get you get people who speak to dogs like that as well, don't they?
Yeah,
how are we,
Yeah, I don't know, I guess maybe with children it's this kind of... It juvenilizes you maybe, so like it kind of connects you back to being a child, so you talk like you're a child. But yeah, with the dog thing, but it's the same principle because people think their dogs are their children.
Yeah.
Mental cases.
They're not.
They're not your
They're
children.
not.
Yeah, can you stop posting about it on Instagram like it's your fucking child?
Yeah. I like dogs, but
Oh yeah, I love dogs.
They're dopey companions. They're not children. Do you know what I mean?
My cousin has got... I think she's still got a dog. She dresses her dog up
No.
in clothing.
Just for Halloween or in general?
Just in general. There was one day I went at my grandparents' house and she was there with her now husband.
Yeah.
And their dog was just in a duffel coat.
Right.
Like a little doggy duffel coat.
Duffel coat?
Yeah. And it was the middle of summer as well. I didn't even
Right.
need it.
Okay.
I was to say, there's someone I used to work with, and they have, they now run a dog accessory company, and it does
Right.
sort of. I mean, it does. It's just things like bandanas and it does really well.
Yeah.
It is purely for the owner, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The dog gets nothing out of it.
No. But the thing is, I love how much people project onto dogs. So and animals in general, where you kind of think, you suspect that maybe they know what you're talking about. I think part of him understands what I'm saying. Obviously, dogs know their name. They come to their name. They understand certain words. And I'm not an expert on dog psychology.
No.
But, I'm pretty sure a dog is just a blank slate, basically. There's
Pretty
just a
much.
machine for kind of, if it recognizes you, it has affection for you.
Yeah.
And it likes food and it likes going for a walk.
Well, dogs... Isn't the idea that dogs tend to sort of adopt the sensibilities of their owner?
Yeah, I think that's the idea.
There's that episode of, I think it's Friends,
Right.
where... Is it Chandler? He's just been through a breakup, and Phoebe brings him a dog, and it's this is the happiest dog in the world. And it's
That's
gonna make you feel
and
better.
then
the dog gets super bummed out.
He bums the dog out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas cats are just...
Oh, fucking good. That's not the best about cats. I don't...
Yeah,
Save that for another day.
Well, no, that's not. So cats, because it is Halloween, black cats, I suppose, is vaguely thematically connected.
Yeah.
Sexy cats.
Sexy cats as well. And let's face it, that's part of it as well. The excuse is a slut up. But it is. Cats. Can someone explain to me the function of a cat as a pet?
Well, what's the function of any pet, I suppose?
To molt on your floor, shit on your carpet.
No, because I know the point that you're going
Okay,
to.
yeah,
I know the point
right,
you're making stuff they're not good pets, but
No.
you have pets like...
No.
People have like goldfish as pets.
Yeah,
What do you
don't get me wrong. I'm not like...
Cats
Okay.
also think they're superior than humans.
Yes, right. Okay, so a pet... The qualities that a pet offer...
Yeah.
That a pet offers...
Yes.
Is they can teach children about death, right?
Yeah.
On a genuine level now. Like, they're good for being raised with pets because you sort of you grasp what life and death is. Companionship, obviously.
Yeah.
And because they're easy to please. And so when things are very complex, it's like, I just have to feed this thing and it loves me.
Yeah.
And people find, a kind of sad, sadly grateful for that.
Okay.
No, I do like dogs. So yeah, a dog is incredibly just affable and will just love you. Even if you hurt it, a dog will love you, right? Don't hurt a dog.
No,
Don't hurt a
no,
dog.
No, but
don't
like
try
you
that.
could like accidentally step on a dog's tail and it would still love you.
Yeah.
It might go.
Maybe a bit moody, but goldfish, they're not pets. They're basically ornaments.
They are. The only reason they became more of a thing, I feel, in the last like however many years, is down to films like Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Completely.
definitely, yeah.
Which is funny considering that the whole, well, not the whole point, but a point in that film is that keeping fish in an aquarium is cruel because they have to be in the open sea.
Yeah, and then all the people who just bought clownfish after that film. Yeah.
I want to trap Nemo too.
I want to see if Nemo can go through this filter and try and escape.
If I don't feed Nemo, how long will it take for him to die?
That is definitely something that's on some site.
Burying Nemo.
There's a meme in there somewhere.
And a Memo. So fish, they are ornament. You don't get anything out of a fish, do you? Other than I guess it's part of a routine, like I feed the fish, I clean the tank.
Yeah, my sister had a goldfish.
I had a goldfish. I had loads of gold. They all died like very quickly.
I had many fish.
Yeah.
I've had like I swear we worked out at one point because when one died we used to just replace it.
Yeah, same.
So I swear we worked out as like 42 or something fish in the end.
42 fish.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but it does
Did
because they bought
last?
like 6 or whatever. I think it was.
Well, that's enough to open your own restaurant.
How long did they last? Those 42 fish?
Oh no.
Was it 42 overall?
No. So
or?
yeah, overall. So we got something like 6 or something to start with. One would die, so we'd replace it. So we were working out every time we replaced the fish.
Yeah.
Because some of the goldfish really didn't last long.
Okay.
Don't know whether we were getting them from like some discount shop that just here's some fish that are going to die in a week.
Yeah.
I went to a friend's house party when I was 18 and someone poured vodka in his fish tank and it liquefied the fish.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, don't do that either.
There was like that was a massacre that night. Wasn't there like other pets that they like mutilated and stuff?
I don't think they mutilated any. There was a dog
God,
there.
it's got dark.
He definitely he wasn't mutilated, but he was never the same.
Wasn't there like a lizard?
I feel like we should
who's,
stress
shed
that we're
its tail?
not
that's
for animal
different
cruelty on this podcast.
No, we're absolutely not for animal cruelty.
No.
Except the cats, which we'll get to. That was another party where a lizard, someone had put the lizard down the front of their trousers and it kind of shed its tail and all the rest of it. But cat, right, so specifically cats as pets.
Okay. No, have you finished talking about your goldfish?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I was just making the point, obviously, that we had a lot of fish.
Yeah. Like I said, my sister had one. My sister's lasted a while though. It wasn't like a standard goldfish because it had like a sort of like a blood red body and like a white wispy tail that sort of like But it was definitely a goldfish. But it lasted like I want to say like 5-6 years that fish lasted.
Oh god, no, ours definitely didn't last that long.
No. I've known other people who've been incredibly unlucky with their goldfish. My different cousin, he had 2 goldfish, and there was like one day where his mum went into the room just like to see how he was or something, and she looked at the fish tank and there was only one fish, She was like, "Where's your other goldfish?" He was like, "Oh, I don't know, just disappeared one day." And then she was like, "Oh, okay." And then like I think a couple of weeks later, she was just cleaning the room and she found like the goldfish like underneath the radiator, which he had like jumped out of the tank and like fallen behind the radiator.
Okay.
He didn't even realize it was gone.
Yeah. I was my sister's had fish quite consistently over the last sort of 5-6 years now. But I mean, you know, they sort of take quite good care. They seem really happy just like having that as like
Right.
I feel like it is like an ornament in the in the living room. But yeah, they've upgraded the tank and everything like that.
It's really strange, isn't it, when you actually think about it, about keeping fish as pets, because they are completely oblivious to where they are and what's going on, and
They just do this.
they just live. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
literally all they do.
There's like there's a few pets you could say that, but like snakes. How aware are snakes?
Yeah. I never understood that either.
No.
But on a different level.
Yeah.
But cats, yeah, you're right. They feel superior to humans. It's evident in their every move.
Yes.
They have no loyalty. You know what I mean? Like if you feed it, okay, they'll come back because they know that it's guaranteed that if I go here, I'll get food.
Yeah.
But they will just go to other houses, and if another house starts feeding them, they'll just go to that house instead. And they're predators. They're high-strung predators. We're basically talking about here a tiger that is kind of in the house. It's the same.
A dog is a wolf that's just in the house, though.
Oh no, but wolves are alright, aren't they?
Are they?
No, but a cat, like the slinkiness of like a cat, and just it's always up to something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they toy with things. They torture animals.
Do you want to give context as to why you actually have a problem with cats, for the sake of the listeners?
What context?
Didn't one like attack you when you were younger?
Oh, I'm sure that's in there.
Yeah.
But
that obviously didn't help.
Yeah, my great grandmother had a cat that would just attack me every time I went over.
Yeah.
But I don't remember that. I've been told that.
Right. Okay.
As an adult by my parents.
Yeah. I don't want to write off your opinions of cats as though it's...
No, I will completely agree that there's a fundamental... I'll be honest with you, I can't be in a room with a cat.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously has come from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't trust them. I tell you what, it's the jumping. If a cat was basically dog-like in its motion,
Yeah.
I'd be more okay with it, but it's the fact that they can be there and just then up on your shoulder.
Yeah.
That is what I can't abide. And the sound of cats circling each other when they're about to attack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's just devilish. It's, So maybe we should just talk about things that scare us on this podcast.
Oh, I didn't actually realise the connection, though.
Yeah.
I thought we just segued into animal
We
friendly.
did, but it was a happy accident.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I used to be afraid of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a dog. When did we get the dog? I must have been 9 or 10, I think.
Okay.
But before then, I was properly like dog, like even like the we're talking like friendly Labradors and all that crap would come at you and she'd be like, nah, get away from me.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a holiday where, as like a group of like the family, we went to Centre Parks and we got there and everyone's sort of like filling out, finding their rooms and stuff like that. And then I remember being in the living room, looking out at the window, and there was a pug by the door, and that shit me up royally. Because what the fuck? At that point, I don't think I'd ever seen a pug before, so I didn't know what it was.
Was it like in The Shining? It was just like at the end of a corridor, staring at you.
Just looking through the window, right up against it like this. Right. I was like, nah, thanks.
Tell you what used to freak me out as a kid was when I was a child, I was terrified of a lot of things. I was the very afraid child. A thing that used to get me was the Churchill dog. Oh yes, I couldn't stand that.
Really?
Yeah, when it was the bobblehead in the car.
Yes.
It used to really freak me out. Properly freak me out.
What was it about him that freaked you out?
I couldn't rationalize any of this. I just found a lot of things quite intimidating. And there was so I had like something on my bedroom door when I was a child, some sort of image. I don't know what it was, and that used to freak me out.
Okay.
So I used to walk up to my bedroom and then just be frozen on the landing. I couldn't move because I was staring at this. I can't even remember where it was. It's something quite creepy. My cousin told me a few months ago that when I was a kid, I would stare at this one photograph in my parents' house, and there was I don't think there was a person in the photograph. I'm not sure what it was of, but he said that I kept insisting that there was someone in the photograph.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I don't remember that at all.
Is that your medium genes kicking in?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. My father's a spiritualist, just to fill in the blanks. there.
Yes.
No, we've got to get him on a podcast.
We will get on a future podcast, definitely. We should go on this one, really.
Yeah,
That would
Given the theme.
perfect.
Yeah.
It would have been perfect. It was. How old were we when we went to the church?
I think we were like 17.
Okay, I don't know if we told you the story, Eddie. We went to Sam's because he runs.
He's the president of
He's
the
the
church,
president
yeah.
of the church, so he's he has some clout, and he invited me, Sam, and a couple of friends we were hanging out with at the time over to the church to discuss spiritualism. I think they had the hope that we would sort of.
Well, it was couched as a debate, because me and one of the people we went with, we were kind of strident atheists at the time, and the idea was that we would go there and have a debate about atheism versus belief. But I think because we were both watching a lot of like Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens debates, we thought it would be we get up on a lectern, basically, we read our speech.
You'd written speeches, didn't you?
We'd written speeches, yeah. Read our speeches loud, and then have the opposition do the same, and then we'd have it out. But it just ended up becoming like a round table where we all just sat in a circle, and they pitched spiritualism to us, essentially.
Yeah, there were a couple of people who sort of explained the situations that sort of triggered their sort of
wokeness.
Yeah, their belief in spiritualism.
Yeah.
And for the most part, the four of us, partly because we weren't expecting it and partly just because we didn't know what to say, we were all just kind of sitting there quietly, listening to people and not really engaging in it. And it had been a while, and it was sort of reaching the point where I was feeling like, I kind of have to... I feel like we have to say something as a group now.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was at the time that I was getting this Scottish man.
Yeah. I guess he was in his late 50s.
Yeah, probably. He was talking about his experience, and he had served in a war. I forget which war.
He was in the Troubles in Northern Ireland.
Right, okay. And he was talking about a time that he was sort of running through the streets, and there were people after him. And obviously it was a war zone, so it was very abrasive and terrible and horrible. And he sort of ducked behind cover for a little bit. And he said that there was this moment where he just had this sort of... something happened to him, or something like spoke to him, or he had this feeling just sort of went all through his body. And he just felt an incredible compulsion to duck. So he ducked, and at that moment, a bullet struck the cover. And if he hadn't ducked, it would have hit him in the head and just killed him outright.
Yeah.
And he said, what were you going to say?
No, I was gonna. I think it's better for the audience if we reenact that scenario and have you say just what you said to him, rather than explaining it. But is that where you go next?
Well, yeah, I was gonna.
Okay, right. So this is the man. Sure, I had this overwhelming desire to duck, and all of a sudden the bullet hit just above where I'd been, and I would have been killed outright. Now, what would you call that?
Paranoia?
Yeah. Right. So. This guy, like, we chuckled.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like, oh, Jordan's done a thing. Jordan's done one of his social things.
That was genuinely me, like, I have to say something. He's asked us a question. This is the perfect time.
Paranoia.
But I think you put your foot in it, because I was like, oh, no, he's just like... I don't believe in much of what they believe in, but it was this idea of... This guy had been through, in a war.
Yeah,
and that
bullets are flying around there usually.
And that instilled within him this belief system, and I felt like even if it's inaccurate, if you're gonna deconstruct it, it requires a bit more respect than just going, "Are you paranoid?" Mate? Even though, I'm sure a variation of that is what he was experiencing. Yeah, I think I might have been a bit more tactful about it.
Yeah.
Because then for the rest of the night, as the more we were talking about it, he kept kind of going, yeah, so as we see it, our extrasensory, or as you call it, paranoia. I was just kind of like leaning on the phrase every time.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Jordan's done a Jordan.
He really didn't take well to it.
No.
Which, yes, I think at the time, certainly with his reaction, I felt like, I kind of... maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've ever felt spiritual or had that kind of thing. Like, the only thing I used to find is having like weird moments of deja vu.
Yeah.
Where I felt like a situation, but that it would be like weird things that I'd remember. for example, like I had like I think it was a dream I based it off of.
Right.
It's like being in a history class, and then there was certain people at the table, and then like something happened, and then being in that classroom, and it was like a real sense of deja vu. Everyone was where they had been, like in sort of the dream or whatever, kind of thing. And to me, that was always kind of weird.
Okay.
But then I also had, well over like a year and stuff like that, a recurring dream of being in a train station and bumping into someone that I used to know.
Right.
And then I had that dream for like a year, stopped happening. Mm-hmm. And then like 5 years later, I was in a train station and it played out pretty much as
Right,
a sort of
okay.
dream.
Oh, okay.
So that I've had like that to me.
Weird little things.
It's like,
Spooky,
yeah. And that weirded me out because it played out in such a, in the, like exactly like.
The thing is, I'm pretty. Most of everything has an explanation to it somewhere. I quite like those stories though, not knowing what.
Yeah.
Because it's bound to be something rational, isn't it? But it's kind of life's a bit more colourful if you leave the mystery,
definitely.
let the mystery be.
I mean, I've never had moments of premonition like that, where something is connected. I've definitely had stuff happen to me that I haven't been able to explain.
Yeah, well, same,
Yeah.
Like my grandmother, like my grandparents went on holiday, and they were looking for somewhere to eat or something, and my grandmother just went, "Oh, if we go around here, and like down there, there's this place." My grandma's like, "How do you know that? We've never been here before." And it was. So like little freaky things like that. Yeah. Me, I mean, I've told you both the story, but I'll tell the listeners. My father's a spiritualist, and every 6 months or so, we have a little kind of not debate, but a conversation about it, I suppose, where I'm like, but surely it just throws up all these questions. How can you just not be asking yourself these questions all the time? He says, "Oh, well, I do, but you just kind of have to let it go, a lot of it."
Yeah.
So we were having one of those types of conversations when I was about 13, and I said to him, "Well, how does one announce itself? Like, if it's just suddenly appear like it's a normal person in the room? Do you get a feeling first?" Like, he said it can be anything. It can be a sound, it can be a touch. And as he said it can be a touch, I felt a hand go over my head. And I thought, even then, it's a heightened moment.
Yeah.
I've imagined that. And he just laughed at me and he went, "Look in the mirror." I looked in the mirror, my hair was up where the hand had gone over it, right?
Oh, right.
So I was like, right. What? Right. Okay.
What have you
And then
done?
he said, I'm going to pop to the toilet. And I was like, "You can't leave me on my own now." So I basically
A ghost has just touched me.
touched my head. So I went to just go upstairs. And then as I was walking up the stairs, there were a pair of shoes on the stairs. And one of the shoes levitated. And it hit me in the chest. And that sounds like total bullshit. I give you that.
Yeah.
But I swear on everything I believe in, and that is totally, completely true. But it's you kind of right. Like I haven't quite. I've appropriated that experience into my worldview as far as I know there are things that will never be explained. But you can't fixate on stuff like that because it will drive you mad. You know, if I'm like, "Well, what was that? I need to get to the bottom of that." You just have to sort of. I'm just gonna let that go.
Yeah.
That'll be part of the fabric of who I am, but I can't fixate on it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was an occasion where I had been at my grandmother's house.
Yeah.
And I was convinced that I had seen someone looking through the living room.
Right.
Like, through the window, but dressed, and it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But dressed in a Woody Toy Story costume.
Right, okay.
As I was saying, it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But obviously, young me, terrified.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's not something that, you want to see.
Yeah.
Someone particularly, someone looking in.
Yeah.
And then sort of bringing that up in a conversation, but being told that the curtains were fully pulled.
Right. Okay.
But so I don't know where my imagination had got this, whether I had seen it or what.
Yeah.
But that was like the one thing, like, young me really was fully petrified of this fact. There's like everyone else is going, "No, the curtains are fully pulled," and I'm like, yeah, but I'm telling you, this happened when it was just me in here, which I know sounds nuts.
Yeah.
But how have I got this level of detail? Like, it's like a weird thing to have come up with. Like, I might have a vivid imagination, but I'm not sat there going, "Do you know what would be cool?" So I told everyone Woody looked in through the
Yeah.
fucking window.
I'll tell you something that's really was quite fascinating. Like, yeah, I had that experience when I was about 13. Loads of things happened to me as in my childhood
Yeah.
that at this point I don't know whether I imagined it or not. You know, that's what's really interesting about it. Is I couldn't tell you now whether I sort of made it up. Maybe I remember my father's mother passed away, and a week after she passed away, I saw her in my bedroom. Right, I was sitting on my bed and she just sat next to me, and there was like a floor to ceiling mirrors in my room, and she was in the reflection as well. Right, and I told my father that. Now I don't know whether I made that up to like make him feel better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I knew he saw ghosts at that age. I was like, oh, if I tell him that I did, or whether I genuinely did. But I have a memory of it happening. But I don't know. I can't tell you now whether that was imagined or not. You know?
Okay.
No. Well,
Memory's flexible like that.
yeah. Well, there was an occasion when my aunt and uncle now live in the States, but when they used to live up north, they at one point they had this like little cottage kind of place, and that was supposed to be haunted.
Right.
And my cousin, there was an occasion where they found my cousin and she was like, oh, I'm talking to such and such.
Yeah.
And obviously she's the only person in the room. But I do remember it was always weird being there. Like, it felt eerie. Like, I know it's a cottage. It felt cold. And, you know, I remember staying there and feeling uncomfortable and being like, yeah, there's something about this place. Like, particularly when you know they're telling you about the fact that your cousin's talking to possibly a ghost. Like, it feels strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, like being in a place which is supposed to be, you know, like obviously like that, YouTube, that's like a whole thing. People go explore haunted, abandoned, and whatnot. Yeah, which does intrigue me. I really love the idea, but there is a part of me that goes, I think I'd be shitting myself the entire time.
Because you would experience something. Because even like Jordan and I have been here, say like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and we'll start talking about horror films or something, and start talking about things that freaked us out as children. Yeah. From horror films that kind of have stayed with us, and you do enter a heightened space of like, oh, I'm kind of buzzy now, and any little thing that kind of makes a sound, I'm going to freak out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That happens all the time, and so yeah, if you went on a haunted expedition, you're going to see something.
You're going to see something. You're going to hear something.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
That's why even like now, since that experience when I was 13, I'm trepidatious about having those kind of conversations with my father. Right. Because I'm like, if I bring it up, I will somehow invoke them. You know, like, I don't want to do that. So my father lives with another man. And it's not like that. And, well, it remains to be seen. But
are we still talking about things that scare us?
Yes, we are, yeah.
All right.
Homosexuality. And I think he's Chris's name is, he we're not supposed to say people's names. It doesn't matter.
You've just outed him.
He can't use a computer. Outed him. But he, I think, was very kind of like, he doesn't talk about that sort of stuff. And like, it freaks him out too much. Okay. I remember, I think I was about 8 or 9. My father told me that Chris had been in the house on his own. And in that house, there was a window between the living room and the kitchen. And like right by that window in the kitchen was the kitchen table. So Chris has been sitting in the living room and said he'd noticed something out the corner of his eye, like a shape in the window. And he said it really looked like a man's face just looking at him. Yeah. So for like 4 or 5 hours, he just remained rooted to the spot, couldn't even look that way. And it was a bowl of fruit. Oh. Yeah, but it is amazing, isn't it? What your mind just fills in all these holes and blanks, and you just see things.
Well, I mean, I was to say there was a house that I used to live in, which got broken into.
Right. When you were living there?
Yes, I was in the house. Oh, right. So okay. I was in the house. Someone else was in the house, but we both had headphones in.
Right.
And they took one of the housemates who was out's laptop, and what had happened was because they were in like the front room. Yeah. But the bedrooms in that house you couldn't lock the doors and stuff like that. Yeah. But you could have smashed a window very easily and open the door handle at that point. But they'd left their curtains open. Right. And they'd left their laptop on the bed.
Okay.
So it was really noticeable. So if anyone looked in, you could have seen it.
Yeah.
Thing like that. So they'd obviously done that. But it was one of the least expensive things in the house.
Okay.
If you'd have got to the living room, I think both mine and one of my other housemates' laptops, which were worth about £600-700 more, were both like in the living room still. Mm-hmm. We were just upstairs, and I remember the weird feeling, because I thought we came to the assumption, we think they must have heard one of us moving to come downstairs,
right,
and just scarpered and gone, right, I've got a laptop, whatever, cool.
Yeah.
But I remember the feeling of that night when you knew someone had been in the house.
Oh yeah. Eerie
That feeling is something just... I can't deal with that. But it's the same thing of, I live with people now that obviously I don't really know.
Yeah.
So if I hear them, sometimes, particularly like if they've got people staying or whatnot, or like I bump into someone someone who's staying who isn't them, I'm like, you're being friendly, but I don't know who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
That to me is something that always weirds me out.
Okay. Well, there's a question then. Let's just go. When you were children, what's your phobia now, if you have one?
Okay.
And what sort of things, did you see as kids that have just stayed with you as like this thing that really freaks you out? Like an image from a horror film or something like that.
Yeah.
Mine was always Pennywise, the Tim Curry version of Pennywise. I saw that when I was ridiculously young because I went to school with primary school with this kid who was like really just precocious he read Stephen King books when he was 6 or 7,
Yeah.
I don't think he really understood them, but he was a big horror kind of guy. And I went over his and we watched Stephen King's It. And since then, that even now, if I see them scrolling through Facebook and there's a meme that's got Tim Curry, I still jump. Just that color scheme. Genuinely, if that color scheme is evoked in something I'm scrolling through,
really, and
my brain will first think it's that, I'll be cautious. Right. It's really strange.
Yeah.
But I was like him in the sewer. Not so much in the new one. And it's not clowns. That hasn't been extrapolated to all clowns. No. Just him, for me. Then there was The Ring. That always got me. Just because we talked about this idea of... It's more the uncanny valley aspect of some of that stuff, where it's just that their movements are a bit too inhuman or robotic because the CGI wasn't up to scratch. Yeah. It's like when she's coming out of the TV and it's just a bit, not right.
Yeah.
And there's a film called Gothica, which is a terrible film.
We recommend you watch it.
And I can't do it justice because you can't see me, but that's basically how Halle Berry plays a psychiatrist who is driving along a road one night, and there's this young, ghostly-looking girl in the middle of the road. Girl grabs her, screams. Halle Berry wakes up in the cell in the psychiatric hospital at which she works, having killed her husband, right? But she can't remember any of it. And over the course of the film, it turns out that her husband was this kind of prolific, horrible rapist and murderer guy that kind of kept women in basements and stuff. And she was possessed by the ghost of one of those women, who then used the body to kill the husband. But there's a scene in that film where she escapes from her cell, and she's kind of being led out of the facility by this girl, who at this point is still kind of the antagonist of the film. And there's a shot where Halle Berry's looking down this corridor, and it's one of those dimly lit hospital corridors, and there's flickering at the end of it, and there's this girl, and she kind of looks... I'm gonna scare the shit out of myself there. There's this girl, she looks at her, and she kind of moves out of frame by kind of shuffling her feet across the ground, and it's just not quite right.
Yeah, very rigid movements.
Very rigid and very just kind of badly animated. Yeah. Because I think stuff from the early noughties like that, which really doesn't hold up, that doesn't help. That's always stayed with me, just that image. What about you? Anything spring to mind?
You said before there was a picture or image or something in your bedroom that you got when you were a kid. I remember I had a stuffed gorilla toy that was sort of I had a shelving unit that was sort of like a corner unit above my bed. Yeah. And he was always on the top shelf of that corner unit, so he was basically right up on the ceiling. Yeah. And I was proper freaked out by him. Yeah. So much so that I couldn't even, I couldn't move him.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even ask my dad to move him because I was worried that it would anger him.
Yeah.
If he was moved
But
from
that's the
shelf.
interesting thing, isn't it? Because I think that, I had toys and stuff like that that freaked me out.
Yeah.
But I know you're a child, but you never have, like, the wherewithal to just say, can you remove this item from my life, please?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, no, you can't. You have to exist in the fear of it.
Yeah.
It's really odd.
Yeah, or it'll, at least that way you know where it is.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if I
yeah.
move the gorilla, it could be anywhere.
It could be anyway, yeah.
But at
yeah.
least I know he's there, you know.
That reminds me of the gorilla in the Rugrats game on PlayStation.
Oh,
Like,
shit, yeah.
Which
I
that-
completely forgot about it.
Yeah, that always got me.
I could never play that level.
No.
Because thankfully you don't have to play every
You
level
don't.
to finish the game.
No.
I
Did you
could
ever
never
play
play.
this game on PlayStation?
Okay.
Rugrat, was it just called Rugrats?
Search for Reptile.
Search for Reptile.
No.
Do you want to explain the level?
I think it's based on an episode. I think
Yeah.
all of the minigames are based on an
Yeah.
episode. Basically, the episode is... Oh, the minigame is Tommy... You're vaguely familiar with the Rugrats, right? I don't know if
Yeah,
the characters. Yeah. Tommy goes to a toy store with Chucky, I think.
Yeah.
They obviously leave their parents. The parents don't realize that they've left, so they leave the store, and then the store closes for the night with the babies trapped inside. Now, they start to hear or see this like big gorilla, like big purple gorilla. I'm not sure if it's like a animatronic or whether it's
I think
a
it's
toy.
animatronic, yeah.
It's an animatronic
Yeah.
gorilla that starts wandering the corridors.
Yeah.
So the point of the minigame is you have to activate a animatronic reptile that will fight the gorilla for you. But you need to collect these blocks around the level so that you can actually physically reach the switch, which means you have to go into the level where the gorilla is. And that's really terrifying.
Yeah, and I just remember the score being, I don't know, like the Rugrats, it always had that weird off-kilter
Yeah.
quality. I think when you're a kid, you don't notice a lot of that stuff. You just sort of accept a lot. But like the music, and it just is slightly weird.
I don't know what instruments they use for Rugrats.
No, exactly. It's so uncanny. And there's that thing of, it's funny now, but like when Stu is, where he's cooking or whatever,
course, yeah.
at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and his wife says, why are you up at this time? And he says, because I've lost control of my life. And it's just really miserable. And obviously that's a little joke if the adults are watching.
Yeah.
But Rugrats did always have that weird quality. And if you're in the game, when you're just like you're a baby in these like large abandoned environments.
Yeah.
It's hardly Fallout or Condemned or whatever.
No,
But
but the problem, because it's PlayStation 1 as well, so it's early 3D, so it's very polygonal. You can sort of barely make out the details of it.
Yeah.
And that, because Rugrats is obviously 2D animated.
Yeah.
And seeing all this stuff in 3D.
have this ominous score from these unknown instruments.
Yeah.
And you're just alone at night in a toy store, and that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be alone at night in a toy store now.
No.
All those faces looking at
And
you.
what's more terrifying as well, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, just Eddie's not enjoying it.
No? Okay, alright, we'll move on from this.
Oh no! Keep telling the story. Just
we genuinely are sitting in pitch black, by the way.
Yeah, we
I just
are.
want to make
Yeah,
that
yeah.
really clear to the audience.
and
no,
it's dark
it's the
outside.
idea of
Yeah.
like the eyes and the dolls and faces
Okay.
and
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
That's freaking you out.
But
Yeah.
if you want to know what the modern day fear is,
Yeah.
that really
It's that. You don't like
that
dolls
is
and stuff
really
like that. Okay.
dolls, yeah.
It's that uncanny valley effect again, isn't it? It's like something that's almost human but not quite.
Yeah.
it's dumb because it's a more modern thing,
Yeah.
and yet I can watch the film really happily, which is Child's Play.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I can watch
Yeah,
Child's Play really happily,
Yeah.
but up until I watched it for the first time,
Yeah.
like as a child, I like had teddies and whatnot
Yeah.
and things like that, and even at one point as an adult had one,
Yeah.
and then I watched Child's Play for the first time,
Right.
and I couldn't sleep because obviously even if you get a like teddy bear from like the Build-A-Bear workshop, they come with eyes. It's not the most realistic thing in the world.
Yeah.
But turning over and just seeing the eyes and feeling like I was gonna like
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, no.
That's your thing.
So that really, at the moment, that really
unsettles you.
unsettles me.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
What are you doing there, Jordan?
No, I was just getting up I wanted to see.
That's the thing. I now know what we've done here, right? We've opened the floodgates because when this podcast goes out into the world, I know that people are just going to send me loads of messages that just have Pennywise in it.
Yeah, exactly.
We fucked up there.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that?
There's a.
It reminds me of No Face from Spirited Away.
It reminds
No,
me
but
of Jigsaw.
little bit. It's the puppet or the marionette from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh
For the
yeah,
people
right.
who are listening.
That's the new thing now, isn't it? Like my cousin's obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes. Do you know how much do you know about it?
No, right. I know that it's a game, and
You're in a one room.
Yes.
yeah, is it a children's game?
No.
No. Okay.
Well,
right.
that's the thing. I don't know what it is.
I know.
Because,
Yeah, I don't know. Right. All I know is my cousin, I think he's like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
He's been obsessed with it for a couple of years. But I'm not sure how. I think he just watches YouTube videos where
Yeah.
people have done their own.
I think the problem, I say the problem,
Yeah.
I think what's happened is YouTubers kind of picked up on the game very quickly. So
Yeah.
Markiplier, PewDiePie,
Yeah.
all big like YouTubers that
Yeah.
kids watch played the games. So
Yeah.
children sort of started playing the games as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's played the game. I think my uncle, his father, knows that it's not a children's game.
No, it's
but he
not.
likes the he draws the characters and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and
Well,
he knows the
Oh,
levels.
nah, that's weird.
That's the
No,
thing.
no, yeah, I know. We know that, don't we? And he knows what happens in every level.
Yeah.
But like when I was a kid, I feel like I knew the details of a thing inside out without ever having actually
Yes.
played it.
Well, also, I think the games, because I've never played a Five Nights at Freddy's games, but I've watched them all be played.
I've watched some of them be played.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not graphic games, but they're also pretty like dark.
They're creepy.
Yeah.
It's dark, but it's reliant on jump scares.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
right,
that's
okay.
the thing. Like
Yeah,
the
that's
premise
the
of
gimmick.
pretty much all of the Five Nights at Freddy's game, the idea is you are a security guard / person
Right.
that is locked in this location.
Okay.
And you're in a security room.
Yeah.
And there are animatronics in the building
Yeah.
that are coming to get you.
Right.
And if they get to you, you die.
Okay.
So you have to look at them on cameras
Right.
to figure out where they are in the building and then take precautionary measures.
Okay.
But you have usually they have a power system or some sort of finite resource.
Yeah.
That if you expend.
Yeah,
That's the word,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If you expend it before the night is over, then they can just come and get you. So
Right.
in the first game, you have a limited power supply to keep the doors shut
Right.
and things like that.
Okay.
But because it's sort of the Chuck E. Cheese style animatronics.
Yeah.
And it's become like a very convoluted story. I think when it was just a couple of games, it was quite a good little series.
Yeah. Okay.
That I kind of admired because it's made by one guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what's impressive about it, because this guy had made a bunch of video games before. None of them were successful.
Yeah.
Scott Cawthon, his name is.
Okay.
And he was like, right, I'll make one more game. Just because I want to be a game designer, but it's not going well, so I'll make one more. And if it doesn't work out, then that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Makes
Okay.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
It becomes maybe one of the most influential horror games, certainly of recent
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
There
yeah.
are so many replicators. It's become its own franchise. There's a film coming out.
Okay.
There's other game studios who are now taking on the franchise and doing their own thing with it.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
But the story behind it is basically there is these animatronics in a restaurant and children have gone missing around the restaurants.
Right.
And it's sort of revealed through small details throughout the game that the children have been stuffed into these animatronic suits.
Oh, okay.
And their spirits are possessing the animatronics.
Right.
And that's what's bringing them to life at night. And that's
Okay.
why they're coming to get you.
Right. Okay.
But it's become incredibly bizarre. There's two warring families
Yeah.
who were responsible for creating the technology that built the animatronics.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And they have
I've not gone into
okay.
that far.
And they have weird discs which distort people's perception of the animatronics, so they can become these ghostly nightmare
Okay.
versions designed specifically to capture and scare children.
Right. So
That stuff is bizarre.
yeah. Well, it feels like they're ruining it by contextualizing it more and
Yeah.
more and more.
I think the problem is
They didn't need contextualizing.
no,
No, it's like the Joker.
Yeah.
exactly. But these stories, yes, to bring it back to that.
Breaking Bad.
There we go. We
Now
kept
it's
it up.
been in every podcast. Too.
The problem with Five Nights at Freddy's is the stories are never explicitly told.
right.
Certainly in the first couple, it was just the reason you knew kids were missing is because on one of the cameras there's a news article
Okay.
Yeah.
on the
See,
wall.
I like stuff like that.
It's very good
Yeah,
storytelling
yeah.
to begin
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
But because people started to pick up on that and they were like, oh, we're going to figure out the story.
Yeah.
And they were maybe one or two little inconsistencies.
Yeah.
So what would happen is the next game would address those inconsistencies.
Yeah.
But that would create further inconsistencies or further questions that were answered in the next game
Yeah.
and the next one and
Yeah,
the next.
yeah.
To the point now where it's just become a...
Well, that's the thing, because they've contextualized it a little bit. Yes, it begs more questions, and so it's just going to
Exactly.
be endless. Yeah.
But those
Maybe more.
first, I think probably until the 5th or 6th one,
Okay.
it was a nice little idea.
Yeah.
Because you could just play it as oh, there are these creepy animatronics coming to get you, or you could cotton on to the fact that there's a story underneath all of that.
Did you ever play Slender Man?
No, I never played it, but again, I watched people.
Yeah, I've seen a few playthroughs of that.
Yeah.
See,
We had a friend in school who was obsessed with Slenderman.
Yes.
yeah. See, watching it, didn't find it that scary.
Okay.
No, not at all. Just watching it, I don't
Playing
understand
it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because I played it once during school, and I was round at my mate's house, and we had the lights off,
Yeah.
and I think we'd set it up in such a way we were probably assuming we were going to shit ourselves.
Yeah.
But because we had, I do remember screaming like a little bitch. Because, it is like, could watch it quite happily being played by someone else. Even watching him play it.
Oh, really?
Like
Actually being in the room with your friends.
that was fine. But the minute it was me and I'm focused,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know where the fuck he is.
It's the tension of it, isn't it? Because the jump scares
that's
themselves
sketchy.
are never...
It's not even a jump, is it? Then he's closer, and then he's closer again. It's not like a boom.
No, they do. If he's like in your line of vision, they'll do like a noise or something, like a drum synth. The thing with those games, though, same with Five Nights at Freddy's, are they really meant to be played? Like, is that the best experience playing
What
it?
do you mean?
Well, like I've never, because with Slender as well, I never got the impression that I would have a better experience with that game if I played it myself, as opposed to just watching a person.
Well,
play it.
according to Eddie.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask the question.
Yeah,
because with Slender, it's like you're moving around the environment and you're looking for stuff. With Five Nights at Freddy's, it's basically just a static screen.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting in a room looking at cameras.
I think I'd probably be more scared playing Five Nights. But as I said, I think for me, because it's, if I'm focused on doing something and then something hits you like that, like a jump scare hits you like that, that will shit me up.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Like, because we used to do that, we all gather, turn the lights off and play Condemned 2, didn't we?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And when, you have those kind of experiences, those horror game experiences, you can't focus, well, me anyway, I can't focus on anything.
No.
I can't focus on the story or the characters that's all redundant to me. It's, I'm just waiting for the next jump or whatever. And so it's all about, the best horror games I would say are low on story and they're about getting from point A to point B. Because, you know what I mean? Like that is just an experience of like, right, just get through this. That's literally the point.
Then again,
just get through it.
You've got games like Silent Hill and Resident Evil, which are...
Okay.
Silent Hill in particular, I think, is very story...
Yeah.
Well, maybe more symbolism heavy.
Okay.
But they're very much about like the story behind it.
Okay. What about Amnesia? Because that's the one that's always brought up.
No, Amnesia, I think, started the trend of games like Slender. And you're basically...
Lack of context.
Yeah, you're in an environment, you can't fight back, but you have to get through it.
Okay. Yeah.
So, because since we're talking about this sort of kind of... there was a script I wrote in uni.
Yeah.
And I remember the lecturers didn't like it.
Okay.
But I quite enjoyed it. It was like a dumb little thing of... guy is running through streets at night.
Right.
And every time he turns a corner, he ends up, so he's running down the street, then he's running in a field, like things like that. He's running away from something behind him.
Right. Yeah.
Sort of like a shadowy thing.
Okay.
The further it's going, the further it's going, the closer it's getting.
Okay.
That it was a simple kind of thing. But then he wakes up and it's been a dream.
Okay.
But the twist being, because the wake up and it's a dream is shit.
Yeah.
But the twist being is that he walks like into his bathroom, like he looks over at the side of his bed, and the girlfriend, partner, whatever is there.
Yeah.
And then he walks into the bathroom, looks back, she's not there. You look, and then there's like blood on the mirror.
Right.
And and it was like a simple little thing, but I was like, its whole point was, he's obviously done this, gone to sleep.
Yeah.
The what he's running from is. The shadow thing is probably like the guilt of her and guilt and whatever.
Yeah.
And then you come back in,
and
he's woken up and he's gone to deal with it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't contextualise why it's happened or what's gone on, but it was a short little film. It didn't need contextualising.
No, and I think with horror, again, the less context, the better. I think.
Yeah.
My favourite, I came to this revelation through Jordan. I had no idea. We were talking about scripts we'd written.
Yes.
I think I said to you, I can't identify a trend. Like, I don't know what my thing is. And you, without a beat, just said, oh, it's dread.
Yes.
I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I think it is. And so since then, when I've become a bit more aware of that, I do think dread, for me, is the richest sensation that a piece of art can evince, but because it's such a strange, unique sensation. Not being scared, because that's easy. I just have to. I can make both of you jump right now if I wanted to.
Yeah. Please don't.
No. I was going to. I'll be honest with you. I was in the midst of like a really tense conversation, just going, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to be shitting myself.
No, because
You have been over the course of the podcast. You've just been curling
clenching.
up. Yeah.
I've got my back to the whole room. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So
I definitely just looked at the room.
you looked at the room.
I looked over and was like,
What the hell are we saying?
You were talking about dread.
Dread, yeah. It's such a weird thing. If it can be done well, I like to exist in it for a little bit before leaving.
Yeah, I think because when you have like the sort of horror where there's like the tension before the jump scare,
Yeah.
where you know the jump scare is coming, but you sort of have to, they're building the tension to it.
Yeah.
There's kind of the promise that this horror is going to be relieved.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, catharsis is coming, you just have to get there.
Well, it's the equivalent
Dread
of, yeah.
doesn't really promise that, does it? It's like you
No.
don't know what the resolution of this is going to be.
There might not
Or even
be a
if there,
resolution.
yeah, even if there will be one.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of masturbating, isn't it? So with a jump scare,
Oh, I don't know. I hope catharsis is coming, but I.
well, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, there's catharsis at the end with the jump, the boo, and the goo.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
The boo says goo. Whereas dread is like you masturbate, but you can't get hard.
Right.
That's what dread is. Just pawing away at it.
Okay.
Endlessly, and I like that. No, yeah, I think I don't know what the point of that comparison was, but I think I like dread. I think was the point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any?
Yeah, so things that now make me feel uneasy when I gravitate a bit.
I was gonna say, just for, are there any films or like media you'd want to highlight as like a good example of dread done well?
Dread done well. Well, there's different types of dread as well, isn't there? Eraserhead.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's very dreadful. But that's that is a surreal horror movie. So I'm trying to think of something that's a bit unexpected. You get a horrible feeling from it, but it's not necessarily a horror film per se.
Okay.
The film Naked, which is a Mike Leigh film.
Yeah.
You're familiar with that?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
I haven't seen that. I've seen a few of mine.
You haven't seen it. Well, it was the basis of
What's his name? Lupin.
David Thewlis.
David Thewlis.
It's basically just about a character who the film starts off and he's with a woman in a back alley and they're in the midst of going at it.
No.
But in the course of that, she wants to stop and he doesn't stop, right? It never gets very graphic, but he just goes further than he should. She screams, he runs away.
Yeah.
And then he just flees to London, right? And he goes to the flat of an ex-girlfriend and she's not happy to see him. And he kind of woos her flatmate. They have sex. But he's just this like really horrible... He's got this really horrible view of things. Just a very unpleasant person to be around. He's selfish. He's a sadist, And then he, after having sex with the flatmate, he just leaves the flat and just wanders London all night, having random encounters with people who are quite unhinged or on the bottom of society. Or like there's a Scottish guy who's clearly high just looking for his girlfriend. There's a guy who guards. He's a late night guard at this abandoned office building, and it's a very void-like job.
Guarding space.
Guarding space, yeah.
Well, how do you know if someone stole it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that job.
And the dialogue's brilliant. It's a Mike Leigh film. But that film is just, it fills you with just, I just don't,
Yeah.
but in a very pleasant way, It's,
If you will.
yeah, that's what springs to mind. What about
Okay.
you? Any good examples of
No, it's just I've definitely encountered things that create that
Yeah.
sense, but none that I can sort of highlight at the moment.
Okay.
I was just curious because obviously
Yeah.
You were saying that it has to be done well. Dread has to be executed well
Yeah.
for it to be effective.
Yeah.
Just wondering if you had any.
Well,
examples.
There Will Be Blood. The first 10-15 minutes of that are quite dread-filled, I would
Okay.
say.
What is like impending doom? Is that
Yeah.
a similar thing?
Well, dread is the feeling of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the sense that something bad is coming.
Yeah. Because There Would Be Blood definitely has that.
Oh yeah, and like the title is a result of its ending.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
You call the film "There Will Be Blood," and there isn't any until like the last frame, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you seen "There Will Be Blood"?
Yes.
Yeah, so like the first 10-12 minutes is just this prospector just in a mine, and he breaks his leg, and there's this shot. This like this is cinema. It's him crawling across this kind of rocky desert. You know, it's not sand, it's barren rock. And then the camera pans up to the vista and you just see all these mountains going off into the distance. And then you know that he is going to crawl all the way back to... And it's just this brilliant portrait of this character who's so driven for money and profit that he will crawl his way across, a desert, basically. And the score, the Johnny Greenwood score, obviously helps with that. Just I'm trying to think what else. What else? No Country for Old Men? No, not so much. But a bit of that.
Maybe.
A bit of Dread and No Country for Old Men. I like the feeling of something bad coming that never necessarily arrives. I think I relate to that.
Yeah.
Being a very anxious person.
Right.
Yes.
What were you? Any good examples of Dread?
I don't know. I
Judge?
would say not necessarily. I don't know about the film itself, but every time I see the thing from Donnie Darko,
Oh, the rabbit.
yeah,
Okay, I get you.
yeah, that fucks me up.
We watched that in school.
I love the film, but that fucks me up.
I get you. We watched it in school, and there was a girl in the class, and I think she had coulrophobia, fear of clowns.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in the film where it's when they run over Frank, I think. Sorry, Frank runs over Donnie Darko's girlfriend, and then Donnie shoots him, if I'm right, in the eye.
I think so.
But in that scene, there's a very incidental thing where, because it's Halloween, another guy gets out of the car dressed as a clown, and it's not a scary clown, it's just a clown, and nothing is done, to freak you out, and he's just there.
Yeah.
And it's like a split second, but as soon as he came out of the car, this going, no, I just left the class, just walked straight out. But yeah, no, Donnie Darko is a good Dread film, I would say as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what, Jordan? What scares you? What's your phobia?
Oh, crabs.
As in the mollusk, not the
STI.
STI.
Oh no, yes.
Okay.
The creature.
Okay.
The STI.
No, crustacean, not a mollusk.
Yes,
it's a crustacean.
yeah,
I think the STI would
Yeah.
probably scare me, but I'd
Yeah.
rather not have crabs.
Well, this is an interesting question. What for you, Jordan?
Yes.
Which do you think you're more likely to encounter?
Oh, he's having a go again. Eddie. He's having a go.
It's definitely the crustacean.
Yeah. So why?
Yeah.
It's the way they walk, isn't it?
Look, do you know what a crab is?
I've seen a crab.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? It's an armored, weaponized spider. That's what a crab is.
I don't mind spiders. See?
Are you afraid of spiders?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, if I'm being slightly serious, then yes, spiders, because you can encounter a spider. But crabs are definitely an extension of that, I think. Stop it. No. Stop it.
What?
Stop touching me.
I'm not.
How many spiders is it that you swallow in a lifetime?
There's loads.
That's not true, is it?
You must swallow one or two.
Maybe, but that was revealed to be a...
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I will agree with you there that I used to hear that stat and go, how?
Yeah,
I
they
just don't-
had it. We had journals in school, and they used to have little facts at the bottom, and that was always one of them.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, we did have them or we didn't.
What?
That we didn't swallow that many
Oh, no,
spiders?
that we did swallow
That we did
spiders.
swallow spiders.
No, I think it was someone posted that fact on the internet to prove how quickly information spreads.
Okay.
And how it goes unchecked.
Right.
But yeah, there's definitely
the myth
people.
was 4 spiders a year,
Okay.
or 20 in a lifetime. Those were like the different versions of it.
No, there are definitely.
But you
definitely happens.
definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do spiders... Explain it to me. Like, because loads of people are scared. It's maybe the most common fear.
It's probably, yeah.
What's up there?
Yeah.
No, I think it's public speaking is the number one, right? The number one fear in America, at least, is public speaking, and then it's
Which
death.
I can understand that.
So people
I
are
can
more
understand both those, actually.
Yeah.
people are more afraid of speaking at a funeral than being its object. You know? Yeah. So spider.
It's the uncanniness of a spider. Well, not even the
But it's not
uncanny.
uncanny.
No, it's not even the uncanniness.
Yeah.
It's the alienness of a spider.
But it's not. It's
spider-
very not alien. They were
No.
here before we were.
But that's the thing. A spider has no qualities equal to a human. It doesn't have two eyes.
As opposed to a squid.
No, they're freaky as well. But you're not going to encounter a squid more
Okay.
than you're going to encounter a
What
spider.
about a table?
No, you're just being silly now.
No, this is a table. If
A table is not alive.
Isn't
Wow.
it?
A table will not crawl up my leg
He
in the
didn't.
middle.
He didn't mean that table.
A table will not crawl up my leg in the middle of the night.
Whereas a crab will.
Well, a spider certainly.
Okay.
A spider has.
A squid won't, though, will it?
No, a squid won't.
Depends where you live in.
I suppose.
I suppose, yeah.
Okay, so it's just the otherness of them, is it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Don't you like the way that they kind of crawl around, like
No.
all those legs, just
No.
like? And how quick they
Does
are?
that mean you can't watch that bit in the Pirates of the Caribbean, The World's End?
Or,
Oh, the crabs in the boat.
Oh, no.
or Aragog in Harry Potter? Is it Aragog?
Oh, the giant spider in Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
It is Aragog, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because you got Aragon is,
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
and then Aragog is the spider.
No,
Is it
Here's-
Sheet? What's the one in Lord of the Rings?
Shelob.
called? Shelob, that's right.
Yeah. Yes, no, it's definitely the alienness of spiders.
Okay.
Because, there's nothing about them.
Yes, it's that fear is the one I find the easiest to scare people with, though.
Yeah.
Spiders, yeah. Spider, yeah.
And I think the problem, because there are, yes, as you pointed out, there are other creatures on this planet that also share no
Yeah.
similarities to humans. But spiders are probably the thing you will encounter the most.
Thing is, because we're sitting in pitch darkness, there could be one dangling toward your head right now, couldn't there?
Thanks, Sam. Thank you for that.
You're such a prick. I don't mind spiders. I used to be like, if there was one in the house, I'd be the person who would go and like.
Yeah,
pick it
I don't
up
mind
and-
them at all. I think I've tortured you more than one occasion with.
Yes, of course,
Back in-
of course you have. Yes.
Back in my old house.
There was like a spider in a whiskey glass.
That's
wasn't
right.
there? And you kept like threatening to throw it at me. No, yeah, like spiders. Well, you've already done it, but like with spiders, if I see spiders, then I'll get like the sensation of spiders on me.
Right. Okay. The tingly sensation.
Yeah, that's probably why they've kind of become like near the top of the list for me.
Yeah.
It's because most things just kind of freak you out. It's like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, spiders, I actually feel spiders like on my skin if I see a spider. Crabs as well, a little bit. I don't feel the sensation of crabs. Stop it.
Oh,
You were going to make a joke there.
no, I wasn't, honestly.
Okay.
Just scratching your pubis.
Yes, there it is. I don't feel the sensation of... Stop it!
Stop it, Jordan!
But yeah, they also freak. No, actually, I'll tell you what it is with crabs. I think I was like 5 or 6 or something.
Right.
I've definitely told you this story.
Okay.
I was on a family holiday and we were at a restaurant. It was by the seaside, so obviously seafood was abound on the menu. And my uncle ordered a crab, and I don't know. I might have been younger than 5, because I think I might even have been at the age where I didn't even know what a crab was.
Right.
But he ordered crab. Now, this is probably the case of most restaurants, but certainly this restaurant, what they do is they cook the crab, but they just bring you the crab. They don't cut it up, they don't prepare it, it's just a crab.
Don't
on
you
a
have to
plate.
put a massive pin in it and like whack it with a hammer?
You're referring to Peter Geddon there, aren't you?
Do you know what? I am. I didn't even know that I was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just had an image of that. Like, oh yeah, isn't that how like you kill them or whatever? Yeah, no, that is Peter Geddon.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you just drop, like lobsters, you just drop them in hot water.
You drop them in hot water.
And boil them. Which is what they do, but they don't prepare it. So he just had a whole crab on a plate.
Okay.
So obviously just this creature just appeared in front of me.
Yeah.
And what you do with the crab is you sort of rip it apart and then you sort of suck the meat out of the shell.
Nice.
Which is what my uncle was doing.
Yeah.
So that was freaking me out. Because he was just like tearing apart this creature.
Right.
And just like sort of pulling the meat out of
But surely
it.
didn't that like, you know?
He's invoking He's a man. He's a
But then, why would that wouldn't that make you scared of your uncle, not the crab? Because that crab is impotent. It's emasculating.
That's what's interesting about it. Well, I don't know, because, like I said, they did nothing to the creature, so you could see his face and everything. But what he did, which I think solidified it, was he sort of pulled one of the claws off.
Yeah.
And just sort of put it in front of me. He was like, try it.
Okay.
And I think at that point I probably started crying. I imagine.
So what solidified it was when he did it with a glee and was like, yeah, fuck you, crab.
But yeah, like, because of that...
You crab bastard.
There you go. That's a thing. It certainly solidified my relationship with seafood, definitely.
You don't do seafood either.
I don't do seafood. I can't do seafood.
Should we talk about how you can't eat... we sort of mentioned it with the gingerbread story last week, but...
Oh, right.
Explain yourself, what I mean by that. Explain what I mean.
What specifically are you referring to? Because there's a couple of things, I suppose, you've pointed out.
That you can't eat anything that vaguely resembles...
Oh yeah, anthropomorphized food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
And we definitely weren't bullying him before we started recording.
Yeah, you definitely weren't eating gingerbread men in front of me.
We're not
trying to evoke
cruel.
a sense of fear.
Fear? Is it fear or disgust? Or, fear's an interesting word to use there.
Yeah, it's not fear. I don't know what it is.
I mean, he hit me in the face,
Cruelty.
so...
I feel cruel eating...
Cruel. Eating
Anthropomorphized food.
ginger that's just in the shape of a man.
Yeah.
No, well, not even a man,
Yeah.
It vaguely looks like a man.
The epicenter of this...
Is your insanity.
No, the epicenter of it is Freddos.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But
Freddos, which don't look like frogs or humans.
No, it's like a...
tastes good, even though they cost, like £1 these days, but...
Yeah.
There's this like a friendly little frog friend.
It's not, it's like a chocolate, mate.
Oh, he's like my friend getting Cadbury. Like, eat him now. It's like, I don't want to.
Well,
He's just going about his business.
Okay,
I don't
I've
know.
got when you were a child, did someone force feed you a Freddo? Because then I can understand that. Where's that come from? Like, eat it. Eat the Freddo.
Yeah.
Better question, Sam. When he was a child, did you force feed him a Freddo?
I didn't know him as a child.
No.
But I certainly would have.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I can believe that.
So yeah, but okay. We've had that. So jelly babies. Can you eat jelly babies?
Well, I don't like that type of food anyway.
Okay,
so-
but if you did, would you eat a jelly baby?
Well, I couldn't possibly answer that, could I? Because I don't like that type of food.
What if that in the shape of chocolate? It's a jelly baby, but it's chocolate.
Probably not. No.
No.
So you don't eat a chocolate teddy bear then?
No.
When you were a child,
like chocolate reindeer and chocolate Easter bunnies that they sell.
Yeah.
Seasonal.
You can't do
those.
when you were a
So
child, did
fascinating.
you ever eat like Billy Bear stuff?
That I can't. Because you eat Billy Bear.
I still eat.
You
Billy
eat
Bear.
Billy Bear straight from the pack.
I don't know
Yeah,
I don't know what Billy Bear is.
Oh, it's like it's food for kids basically. It's like
It's sort of like processed ham.
and turkey, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just sounds crap.
Oh, it's crap, but I ate it a lot as a chid,
Okay.
as a kid, and I just never stopped really. I don't know, it's a weird thing, but oh yeah, no, it's not good for you.
I would say that's like me and eating Dairy Dunkers. I still eat Dairy Dunkers.
I would say the target market for Billy Bear is even younger than that, but but that doesn't look like anything.
But it's a bear. It's a friendly bear friend.
It's not a friendly bear.
Yeah. It's Billy Bear. Come on, kids. Let's play with Billy Bear. Now let's
Eat him.
mutilate him and eat him.
Where do you draw the line? Could you eat something shaped like an ear?
I don't know how
It's like really realistic.
photorealistic is it?
It's photorealistic, but it's made out of chocolate.
No, could you eat an ear? A photorealistic ear?
Yeah, because it's chocolate.
I mean, I just eat an ear.
Yeah, but you'll like that, aren't you?
Gonna keep that soundbite for down the road.
Eat an ear. Yeah. Reservoir Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't. Okay, it's not photorealistic then, but it is. It's clearly an ear.
Probably not.
What about milky stars? Is that magic stars?
Magic stars. Yeah, I made the same mistake.
Which are they're star shaped, but they've got little faces.
little
on them.
face. They might be okay.
They're okay.
I've eaten them before, so they're probably
So
okay.
you can eat things that have a, for lack of a better word, personality.
Can you eat a chocolate Santa?
No.
Because
Nothing like that.
I get
I'll say-
animals. Anything that looks animal, human, or anthropomorphized animal.
Yeah.
But if it's like a star, But
with a
it's
little
got
like face drawn
That's
on
acceptable. That's where it baffles me a little bit.
it. Okay.
Well, so it has to be like an inanimate object that has a face. Because bears aren't friendly in the real world.
No,
Nor do
but
they have names or personalities.
no, but
You have seen The Revenant.
Exactly.
But in the realm of pop culture, bears are very friendly.
Are
They're
they?
very most bears in pop culture are friendly.
Okay.
Winnie the
Fine.
Pooh's pretty friendly.
Winnie the Pooh, yeah.
Yeah. There are many bears. Why can't I think of bears?
Bear in the Big Blue House.
He's a friendly chap, isn't he?
He's alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
well,
a creep.
not the three bears.
What's 3 bear? Oh yeah. No, Goldilocks was.
She trespasses.
Yeah.
Do they eat
She had
her?
it coming.
Do they eat Goldilocks?
No, they chased her away.
Depends,
Chase
it
her away.
depends on the version you read.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's probably versions.
There's a version
Here's
of
a
it where
question.
she gets eaten.
The bears.
Yeah.
Why have they got a house?
Oh, the Goldilocks bears.
Yeah.
Oh,
What business do they have owning a house?
Because they've been working overtime, they've managed to save up.
Okay. But they're bears.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know what
it's
I mean?
it's a statement on the underclass or something, right?
Is it?
No.
They got a
I don't
house?
know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a middle class thing.
Well, it's a nursery rhyme, you know.
They've got a house, that's middle class.
well, mate, nowadays. it
These
is.
days, yeah, fair enough.
They've got a house.
You'd be like, oh, why did the wolf decide to dress up as the grandmother?
well, that's clear.
Is it?
Yeah. To eat.
Or I should say, how did the wolf have the wherewithal to know that he should trick rather than just brute forcing
Right.
Red Riding Hood into being eaten?
Right.
Just be like, I'm going to trick her.
Well, I mean, it didn't fucking work.
Because it's not
so-
even like foxes are the sneaky one. They're the ones who.
Yeah.
Ah,
Like
don't-
wolves
have you
do-
ever heard a fox like screech?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
fucking horrible.
Oh no. No.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking terrifying.
Hattie, ho. Whatever it is. What the hell was all this coming off the back of? There was an original point being made here.
My eating habits.
Crap. Yeah,
You and your anthropomorphized.
Yeah, where do you draw the line?
Um.
You've seen Summer Space Odyssey. You know the Star Child.
Yes.
Could you eat a chocolate Star Child?
No. Could
That's,
you?
That's what this podcast is called.
Could you eat a chocolate star?
Yes. That's it. It
Yeah.
happened, right? It's the first time I've ever said anything
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Could
and
you
gone,
eat a star-
yeah, that's it. That's
the
it.
thing.
Okay.
Potato faces I couldn't eat.
Why? They're not anthropomorphized anything. They're just faces and
eyes
eyes.
and mouth.
Smiley faces things.
Yeah, and they got the sad ones as well.
They've got sad. Well,
Yeah.
they've been cooked.
If
Like,
I
he's having a bad enough time as it is.
Right.
And now I come along and just eat him.
Okay.
Okay, question. If I arrange these Skittles, that I currently have a bag of Skittles on
Yeah,
the table.
yeah.
If I arrange these Skittles so that they looked like a smiley face,
Right.
would you still eat them?
Well, they're not. You haven't anthropomorphized the Skittle, have you?
You have. Well, he's anthropomorphized the collection of Skittles.
Yeah, but not the individual Skittles.
But if you eat one, then you take away from the whole effect.
Yeah.
You're then ruining the face.
You're pulling the thread and the whole,
No, that's silly. That doesn't count.
Okay. What about if I had a chip and I drew a face on it?
No, because that's.
I really want potato faces now.
Well, I couldn't eat it anyway because you've got ink on the food. Can't eat it.
Okay, it was edible ink. All right. It's
how
food dye.
convenient for
It's
you.
food dye. I need to stretch this to see how far you
Why
go.
are you trying to find the boundaries of this?
Because I need to know how demented you are.
Okay.
I'm just like how.
It's
Right,
got,
I
it's
feel
got,
like
it's,
if
it's
I can
got
point-
out
if I
what
can
the
point-
level is.
Yeah, if I can point out there's a hypocrisy here somewhere or an inconsistency, I hope it will make you more open to trying
Right.
anthropomorphize things.
Okay.
Because you can make anything look like a person
Well,
or an animal.
I eat animal biscuits.
Yeah, but that's mental. If you won't eat all these other things, the fact you're eating, they are animal. Like that's their.
Why do you eat animal biscuits then?
They're tasty.
But so is a chocolate bunny.
So's a fucking Freddo.
No.
A Freddo's tasty.
Freddy.
It's Cadbury's chocolate.
Well, I
Yeah.
wouldn't know. I can't.
I guarantee we'll get him to try a Freddo.
Oh, I will not.
And he'll be like, oh, yeah, it's,
So-
it's
no,
Like
You
the
think-
gingerbread,
you
the
think the
gingerbread
magic-
men. That time with the gingerbread men,
Okay.
which previous podcast,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
listen, blah blah blah. That was hard.
right. Okay.
A Freddo, I genuinely wouldn't be able to.
Okay. You know about a Magic Star? You said that you might be able to eat a Magic Star.
Well, I have eaten Magic Star.
Oh, you have eaten Magic
Yeah.
Stars. What if
Wow.
I gave you a Magic Star and went, "Hi, I'm a Magic Star"? Could you eat it then?
No.
No?
We're doing that off when the podcast is not recording.
Okay. All right. Well, I still haven't quite found what the rule is for you yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about full English breakfasts. Full English breakfast. Eddie, please, off the top of your head, could you list out the order of prominence with the ingredients of a full English breakfast?
Prominence.
Just the first few. Prominence. That's the
Okay.
word I'm going to use. So if I said to you, think of a fruit, would I be correct in thinking an apple is the first thing you think of?
Yes.
Okay. If I said, think of a...
Vegetable.
No.
No?
No, it needs to be like a lot more specific than that. Think of a...
Hat.
No, not a hat.
You wear a hat to one podcast.
Okay, think of a soft drink. Coca-Cola is what most people are going to think of first, right?
Yeah, I would say for me it's Pepsi, but it's only because of work.
Okay,
We sell
why are
Pepsi.
you complicating it? Right, okay.
But it's still a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
it's
first.
a cola, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So in that respect, what's the first thing you think of in an English breakfast?
See, it's difficult
Okay.
because I know what you want me to say.
I
know
don't
what,
want you to say it.
I know what he wants me to say. So there is a real temptation to
say
say
neither.
neither.
Which friendship do you want to destroy, Eddie?
I mean, no, because you can't look at me like that.
No, I'm just saying whose house you're in. Maybe that will guide your maybe that will guide your answer.
No, okay. If I'm listing it off, bacon, but it's alphabetical.
Oh, you are. you spineless Swiss cretin.
Swiss.
Yeah, again, not taking a position. That's a running theme through this podcast.
Oh, right, okay, I see it.
Ignoring whether it was alphabetized or not. Is bacon not the first thing you think of if I say think of an English... Not to lead your answer.
But if you answer correctly.
Possibly, but the problem is we've had this conversation several times today.
Yeah.
So by that logic, now it is yes.
Right. Before I'd said anything, would you have said
I have
bacon?
no idea.
Okay. Well, Eddie's not going to be of any help in
No.
this particular
No.
debate.
Do you want to have we explained the debate properly?
No. Well, yeah, we can get to it.
I think that was supposed to be a lead-in.
Yes,
but,
it was.
You being you, Eddie, you can't take sides, can you?
No.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Jordan,
Yes.
list off in order of prominence the ingredients of a full English breakfast.
My argument is not with its prominence.
That's not an answer.
No, because this is okay. Let's actually explain ourselves,
Okay.
right?
All right.
There is a distinct hierarchy of food
By what metric?
by metric. Right. If you have a meal,
Yeah.
then there are one of the components of the meal
Is the main thing.
is the main thing. It's
Yeah.
the centerpiece, and everything is sort of an accompaniment to it.
Yeah.
Therefore, there must be a hierarchy of food in which there are certain foods that take prominence over others. So, for example, I would say that in most cases, if meat is present in a dish,
Yes.
it is the centerpiece of the dish.
I would agree.
Yes. So,
Do you think bacon's a vegetable?
here's the thing. For some reason, cooked breakfast is chosen. This is the hill you've chosen to die on. It's cooked breakfast.
Die on, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I have previously said that sausages are the sort of...
Absolutely not.
But you completely disagree with that.
Yeah.
You think it's bacon.
Well, you're telling me, right, that there's like an objective hierarchy of foods. If you're saying there's an objective hierarchy of foods, you need to point me towards that objective hierarchy.
Okay. Well, as I said, meat is typically at the top.
Okay, but like, by what is this? Like the FDA food ranking list? Like, what are you
it's
talking
not.
about?
It's just common sense.
Right, exactly. It's common sense.
Yeah.
So I think if I said to people, either picture an English breakfast or list me what should be in an English breakfast.
Yes.
Most people would say bacon first, and most people would picture bacon first.
Yes, but that's going on popularity.
And no, prominence.
Like,
it's going on prominence. I think you could conceivably have a version of the English breakfast without sausages. You cannot have it without bacon. It simply is not an English breakfast without bacon.
That doesn't mean bacon is the centerpiece of the meal.
What are you arguing about?
Right,
You think
okay.
it's the centerpiece of the meal.
Right. You know the components of a cooked breakfast, don't you?
Yes.
List for me
Yeah.
the order of the components in order of, like, importance, shall I say.
Importance in what sense?
Importance in, like, these need to be in the meal.
It's not this without this thing.
Yes.
Okay. Bacon.
Sure.
Sausage.
Okay.
Beans.
Okay.
Bread or toast.
Right.
Hash browns.
Okay.
And then you've got your black pudding and your tomato.
Okay. Where's your egg?
Right, yeah, that's what I was forgetting.
Yeah.
That comes after sausage, before beans.
Yes, I would agree.
So
I
that's
would
my
agree
list.
that it comes before beans, at least.
Yes, that's
Yes.
my list.
Okay.
You rank them.
Okay. No, actually, no. This is completely wrong. The reason this happened is because you were eating a cooked breakfast, weren't you? That had all of these ingredients.
Right.
And you were eating them one by one, like a maniac.
That's how I eat. I acknowledge that it's not always how I eat, but it's a lot of the time how I eat. Yeah.
The whole the food is the.
Oh, it's a different argument. It's a different argument.
There are multiple things on the plate because they're meant to be eaten together. You don't eat them one at a time. Just have a plate of bacon, or just have a plate of eggs.
I'll eat what I want, when I want, and how I want it. I paid for the food. How I eat it is my concern.
No,
Yes.
that's the equivalent of those people who, like, commit hate speech and then go, I can say what I want.
I think you're entering a realm where you don't know what you're talking about there.
No? People who are just, like, deliberately, like, insulting or deliberately trying to start shit. It's like, but no, I can say what I want. You can't have a go at me.
Explain to me how that's equivalent.
Because you could just, the food is supposed to be eaten together.
According to what standard?
There are people, the
According to
people
your
who
standard.
created that dish,
According
and
to your
people who
standard.
refined that dish.
According to your
They were like,
standard.
right, these are the things that need to be eaten together.
Right. Okay. So
We've decided that these are the things that go together. This is the meal that you're having.
I've got a full English breakfast in front of me.
Yes.
Let's say it's got chips on it,
Okay.
and I want to start eating the chips.
Right.
How many chips am I allowed to eat before you permit me to move on to something else?
No, you eat the chips with the. You don't eat the chips.
Yeah.
first.
So how many? What should I eat first then?
No, but this is the thing.
Right.
This is where this came from.
Okay.
It's because I said the sausage is the thing that you eat last. You
Right.
finish with the sausage.
Okay.
Because sausage is like the important.
Right.
And then that's where this argument began.
Okay.
You were like, no, bacon is the most important thing. You should finish with bacon.
No. I'm not necessarily saying you should finish with bacon because
Okay.
I'm not a food Nazi like you.
Right.
I don't think this should be a specific order in which you eat your meal.
Okay.
I'm just saying, as far as an English breakfast goes, it isn't one without bacon more than anything else.
Right. But you shouldn't finish with bacon.
That's a separate argument. I'm not saying you should.
No,
finish with
that is
anything.
the argument.
No, it's not the argument.
No, it is the argument. Because
I
the
don't care what you finish with.
the argument.
I don't care what you
over
finish
time,
with.
because we've had this argument many
I don't
times.
care
and
what you
over
finish
time,
with.
it has been distorted and it's been shifted to
Been
different.
distorted.
Yes.
Right.
Because that is what the argument was. We've introduced
No,
it
it
as some-
wasn't.
No,
It
we
wasn't.
introduced it as something different.
Every time we've had this conversation, I've always started with the example of, if I asked someone to name what's in an English breakfast, they would say bacon first.
Okay.
That has always been where I'm coming from.
Yes, but you finish with sausage. Sausage is
I
like...
don't care what you finish
It's
with.
like the big-
I don't
it's the
care
finale
what you
of the
finish
meal.
with. I don't care. I'm not arguing
If
about
something
what
is the
food you should
finale,
finish
if
with.
something is the
I
finale of the
don't
meal,
care.
it is the most
I
important
don't-
part of the meal.
No. There's no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't care what order you eat your food in. Who cares? Right?
Right.
But I'm saying that the main thing in an English breakfast is the bacon.
No, it's the most popular.
The Power Ranger. The main Power Ranger is red. He may not be the leader or the one that ends up doing the whatever, usually is. But when you think of a Power Ranger, people think red.
I think of the Omega Ranger.
Yeah, but you're a freak. That has always been my argument.
What do you think
I
of?
don't
Do you think of
care.
Omega or do you think of red?
I don't,
Fucking know.
I don't care what order you eat your food in.
Right.
So yeah,
But you have to
I
admit-
ask you again.
you have to
how
admit-
many chips am I allowed to eat before I can move on to something
You
else?
have to admit it's strange though if you have like a steak
Yeah.
and some chips and like I don't know peas.
Yeah.
And you finish the meal with the peas.
yeah.
You've peaked. You've climaxed early.
It's unusual.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You eat your meal how you paid for it. You eat it how you want to eat it.
No, don't do that.
What?
No, because this.
I'm not being insincere. This is
No, you are.
genuinely where I'm coming from.
No.
I don't care how you eat your food. So many things about modern life irritate me. I don't care how you eat your food as long as you do it quietly.
But that's not. This is not an argument.
What are you trying to get me to say? What do you want me to say to you right now?
No, because we're having this argument of like, oh, this is the order you eat your food, and you're being
No,
like,
I don't care what order you eat your food
No,
in.
but that's what the argument is.
It's not. I don't
It's
care
one of
what
those
order you eat your
arguments.
food
It's like
in.
one of those like, oh, it's those arguments you have with your friends, and it's like that. But
No,
you're
I've
bringing like
always,
real
my
things
argument
into
is
it.
what is the main thing in an English breakfast.
Okay.
You're taking main to mean the thing you know, the denouement of the meal, the thing you culminate with.
How would it not be?
Whatever meal I get, I might start with a meat sometimes. I'm a maverick.
Okay.
All over the place.
Okay,
So there is
starting the meal typically is less important than how you finish it.
Yeah, you typically start with your peas, your beans, that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
you start with the smaller things,
Yes.
but you can just jump straight into the steak. Or
Yes.
something. But you also finish with the steak.
Broadly speaking, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You finish with the centerpiece.
Right.
You finish with like the most filling, the most
Okay.
like, you know,
Okay.
the thing.
Right.
The thing is sausage.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying that the main thing in an English breakfast is bacon.
No, the most popular thing in an English breakfast.
And
is
that's what
bacon.
makes it the main thing.
No,
in an English
bacon is
breakfast.
like bacon.
People can if you have a plate of all the things of an English breakfast, but without bacon, it just doesn't look like a full English breakfast.
Bacon is
Without sausages, you could conceivably live with it.
No. Bacon is like that guy who like turns up at the party
Right.
with like a 6-pack, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, like bacon's here. It's gonna be
Right.
a really good time."
Right.
But then bacon will like get everybody drunk,
Right.
and bacon will be like, you know, he'll like try and sleep with someone's girlfriend, and he'll be kicked out.
Right.
Sausage is like the housemate that stayed sober, who's looking after you the following morning and
Boring.
listening to all your
The boring
drama.
one.
No, but you need
The
people.
boring one.
You need
The
that.
boring one.
That's the one who
The
gets you
boring
back
one.
to life.
No, I'll tell you what
Bacon-
bacon is.
Bacon
what,
is fun,
bacon,
but it
bacon-
fucks up your life.
bacon-
Sausage
bacon-
is there to pick up the pieces.
Bacon is what I am. Oh, I see where this is really coming from now. You've somehow tied in your romantic insecurities with this whole thing.
No,
haven't
no,
you?
no.
Yeah, you have.
No, it's
oh,
not.
yeah, I tell you what, bacon's the guy that comes in and shags your girlfriend called X and does this thing and makes you feel miserable. No, right. Bacon.
I should have bought popcorn.
Bacon. We got skills. You got
Yeah, you
next.
got-
No, mate, I'm loving this.
Bacon is what I am in any context where work has to be done off the back of a group of people that's not motivated by employment, right?
Right.
So like a band or a team of writers. If Sam or Bacon isn't there is no party.
No.
Yes.
No.
But yes, you can have a party without sausage. It might be a bit boring, it might be a bit tasteless. Yeah, it's a hedonist party. But without bacon, there simply isn't a party. I rest my case.
No.
I kind of agree
Yeah.
because I'm usually the boring one that's not at the party. So
Look, we're all the boring ones at a party, let's face it. Alright, well, that ended.
Because I'm still pretty angry. So I don't know if it's over yet.
Okay, alright. We might revisit it in a future podcast then.
Yeah.
We'll go off do some research. Okay.
that was amazing. I don't know about anyone else listening, but I really enjoyed listening to that. Just sat here eating Skittles for 10 minutes.
That's right. I'll make up a John later. I'll fondle his teeth or something.
Oh, I'd like that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Let's end on that.
Okay. This has been
So, yeah.
episode whatever it is.
4.
Episode 4 of Funfiltered.
Oh, go play the Halloween thing.
Oh yes, okay. This is a very spooky episode
Very spooky episode.
of Funfiltered. You've turned the keyboard off.
Turn it back on.
Okay. It's on now.
Turn it up.
Okay.
No, hang on. Give me an A.
What?
Give me an A.
There's no A in it.
No, just give me an A.
Oh.
See you next time.